Sweet.
Moving to year number 1, take 1.
I spent my whole life chasing a career in music. I gave everything to it. I was touring around Australia. I had my music playing on the radio. I was working with Grammy award-winning artists. Something inside just said, this is not for me. I wanted something else. I wanted something more. Growing up in my family, we were always surrounded by music. My dad would always be playing records. I'd wake up to music in the background. Music was a major part of my life, and my best memories are related to music and to songs. And then I learned how to rap. It was all over after that. That's all I ever wanted to do. What started happening was that people started watching. People started clapping and cheering on, and that gave me the passion to want to go, okay, I can do more with this, because it made me feel good and it made them feel good. I'm working part-time at a shoe store. I'm going to university at the same time, and I find out that I'm going to be a father at 21. Seeing my son for the first time, my world changed. It was something that defined me and made me want to be a better person.
He's okay. He's kind of cool. He was a prototype, you know. I'm the final form. During my basketball games, you know, a lot of my friends' dads would be in suits or very casual wear, and he would be the dad with the Jordans on the sideline with the varsity jackets. And so many of my friends were like, oh, why can't my dad dress like that? And it was fun because everyone knew that he was my dad.
When Merv and I first started chatting, one of the first things that he did tell me was that he had a son. I really found that refreshing. I'm a daddy's girl, so knowing that he had that love and respect was really important to me.
I graduated from uni. I got in a full-time job working in IT that I never really cared about or thought that it had a future. The way I saw my job was to fund my music career. I'd get home from work, make sure Ty was taken care of, then straight into the studio. I never felt that I would fit into the corporate world. I never felt that I would have the same opportunities that I would in music. I felt my place in the world was in hip hop. Then I'd wake up and do it all again. Working my full-time job, driving and focusing on music, and then one day my manager walks in and goes, we're gonna bring in this new platform. It's called ServiceNow, and guess what? You're going to be the admin. I'm not a tech guy. What do I do now? First thing I do is Google what ServiceNow was, understand what it did. I get onto the platform and I start realizing, hang on a second, this is pretty cool. I'm starting to solve problems, I'm starting to help people, and it started to become more of a creative process than anything else, which I've never experienced before. But it was not my focus, and it wasn't something that I saw long term. On the music side of my life, things started to really gain momentum. I get this opportunity to work with this amazing hip-hop artist based out of Brooklyn in the States, and things start to change from a perspective of going just an Australian artist to maybe potentially a US hip-hop artist. I received a call, and it was from someone I'd never spoken to before. And the lady had told me that my wife had passed out at work. Time just stood still. The doctors ran some tests. She had bleeding on the brain and they couldn't stop it. At that point, I lost it. When someone tells you that your wife is going to go into surgery and the chances of her surviving is only 30%, your perspective on life changes. The next thing I remember was saying goodbye to her before they took her. She remembered who I was, but she didn't remember our relationship. Adjusting and changing the way that you treat someone that you had known for a long time, it's quite difficult. So we literally had to learn how to be in a relationship. I still look back and don't know how we got through it, but when you're in those situations, you just do. Performing, being on stage, started to become more of a necessity. I felt that that was going to be the only way that I could provide the sort of life for my family that I wanted them to have. Out of the blue, my work approached me one day and said, "We're going to be sending you to this tech conference." But what I thought was, hang on a second, this is a great time for me to head over and start to have those conversations with these US labels that I've been working with and see what we can do. Everything that I had worked for was leading up to this point. So for me, this was it. This was my way of being able to break through and provide for my family. I land in San Francisco, ready to go to this tech conference. I'm not really caring about it at the moment. I'm focused on getting to New York. I walk in and I'm like, what is going on here? This is crazy. I'd never experienced something like that in my life. I saw a different side of tech. I saw a whole bunch of people that were cool. And I'm seeing people dressed the same way I'm dressed. Seeing these people on stage and seeing what they're talking about, I'm starting to think I could see myself up there. And it really started to change my perception and my perspective on what tech could be. I leave the Knowledge Conference. I'm ready for my moment. I fly to New York. We're hanging out in Brooklyn. I meet the record label, ready to have this conversation. So I'm standing there. I got the door open to everything that I've worked towards. But all of a sudden, another door's open to a path that I never thought I'd be able to take. And I got to make a decision. I get back home and I dive into my day job. All of a sudden, the parallel of the success in music starts happening in ServiceNow. And I'm getting promotions, I'm getting different positions, and I'm starting to feel the same creativity that I'm getting from my music, and it feels good. I start to see momentum. I start to see things moving very quickly. I started to feel freedom. I started to feel possibility. And I also started to see opportunity that I never thought I'd ever see. I now own a ServiceNow Premier Partner practice. I am a ServiceNow lecturer at university. One of the most surreal moments for me in my journey was walking into Knowledge 2024. 10 years after, I walked into my first Knowledge and walking on stage. And being able to share my story. The message to anyone that's thinking about making a change, regardless of if you've dedicated your whole life to one thing, doesn't matter about your background, and it doesn't matter if you feel that you don't belong there. Don't let fear hold you back. And if you could just make that first step, everything can change. I made the decision and I went with it. And here I am.